going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of SOP. I'm your host, Enzo with God. All right, look, as you guys can see, we do have the hood open. There's a reason for it. Now, if you watched the last video, then you guys are clearly aware that I cannot turn on the car because it has a knock. Now, that doesn't mean I can't stop working on the car. So what I am gonna do today is we're gonna work on the oil catch can today. So I already have it set up. Pretty much I already put on the bracket. I already went ahead and put the little leveler there, and I already went ahead and chose the biggest fittings that I could find. Now, what I am gonna do is disconnect all of this work that I already have right here. And I'm also gonna go ahead and take this with me. We're gonna go ahead and try to compare. Now, I need to get a hose that's gonna fit here. I need to get an adapter like this one, like so. Or actually not even get an adapter if I can just find a hose that fits on this one here, this little small end, and then run that hose all the way down to one of these right here, one of these entries, and then find an adapter. Actually, yeah, I'm still gonna need the adapter, but get an adapter that's gonna work right here, push it into this part right here. Pretty much what I am gonna do is I'm gonna put a hose, and then it's gonna go into an adapter, and then it's gonna launch the air back in to there. So I'm gonna go to O'Reilly's. I'm gonna go ahead and knock that out. This might take me a couple, but we're gonna go ahead and finish this really quick. Let's just head over to O'Reilly's. All right, guys, and just like that, I'm back. As you guys can see, I got this behemoth of a hose. Now, what I ended up doing is I ended up buying another hose, another little heater hose, an adapter here, right here. I have another one as well. So it'll go from the big heater hose to the smaller one, and then it's gonna have another adapter that'll go on the other end, and then it'll go from small end to big end, and then we're gonna see how that works out. So I'm gonna go ahead and start assembling this, and I'll show you guys the end result right now, and going underneath the wheel well over there and setting it up as well. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so as you guys can see, I already went ahead and removed the wheel. Now this is where the hose is gonna be, right here. I am gonna try to fit the bracket right here, or maybe even a little bit more back. I'm not too sure yet, maybe somewhere around there. So I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting this hose. It has to be behind this for sure though, because I need it clear for turning radius. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting this hose right here and start adjusting it to that. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get that really quick. All right, so I kind of ran into a little hiccup here. So this one is gonna be going down like so. So you got the smaller hose on the bottom, then you got the thicker heater hose on the top. So it's gonna go pretty much sitting in a way where, let's see. It's gonna go like this pretty much, and then the 90, that's all I'm missing. I'm missing a 90 that's gonna go here, and it's gonna sit it. And then underneath on the bottom, it connects obviously to this one here. The cool thing about it is that everything is working out pretty well. The only thing that I do have to do is I'm gonna go underneath the wheel well, and I'm gonna have to drill a hole in the radiator support, I guess you can say. The good thing is that it's hollow, so I can actually go ahead and drill into it, no problem. Let me show you guys actually how I'm gonna set it up really quick. So, give me 1 sec, let me flip the camera. All right, so as you guys can see, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna set up the oil catch can about this low, like about right there. The reason why I'm setting it up there and not over here is because I need to have clearance for the tire and everything like that. So I'm gonna sit it right here, and then you see the top, this hose on this side, on the left side, the one with the white letters, that's gonna go to the outside, and then the other one that I'm working on right now is gonna go on the one that's on the inner side. So as of right now, it's looking pretty solid. Obviously, I'm not gonna be able to connect it today because I am running out of sunlight a little bit. Well, it's getting darker, put it like that. It gets darker earlier right now because of this whole time change. So I'm gonna go ahead and pretty much mock it up the best that I can, and then finish this process tomorrow. But I just wanted to go ahead and give you guys that update. I'm gonna go get the 90 at O'Reilly's really quick. I'll come back and finish off today with that, and then we'll continue tomorrow. So let's go ahead and head over to O'Reilly's and let's show you this 90-degree. All right, guys, so I already went ahead and attached everything that I needed to. As you guys can see, it is getting a little later now, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to just explain to you guys exactly what I did. So I went ahead and created this little hose here, went all the way down under, where's that hole at? Right there. You see that one right there? So there was already holes there, so I'm using those holes to my advantage. So since I already used that one, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what I did here. So what I ended up doing here is I went to go buy the 90-degree. Now originally my plan was to go here and go down this way, but once I put it underneath, it started to get a kink, and obviously it's for air. So I decided to move the hose around to see what was best, and I found this one right here, which honestly looks pretty cool too. Like it just looks like it was meant to go that way. It's hard to explain, but it looks pretty cool. So it goes down this way, it goes down through here, and it goes into the other hole that's right there. So originally there was a kink, there's no kink anymore, which is pretty cool. And then it goes down underneath to where the oil catch can will be. Now, I am gonna go ahead and finish this off tomorrow. So I just wanna show you guys that real quick before we hop into tomorrow. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, guys, as you guys can see, I already went ahead and created the holes, one right there, one right there. So what I am gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna go ahead and start mounting the oil catch can up, and then I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can actually put the outside hose in first before I do that, just because it looks like it's gonna be a real tight fit in that location up there. But I'm gonna go ahead and do this really quick, and I'm gonna show you guys the, this is the before, obviously, and I'm gonna show you guys the after. And just like that, guys, we are on. I know it's kind of difficult to see. I accidentally put the air filter back on, so it kind of restricted my view here. But as you guys can see, this one goes, the oil comes down through here, and the air comes back up through here. But looks pretty solid right now. And I went ahead and put some washers with these right here, just to be on the safe side, because the car is going to be obviously bouncing a lot. Not like a low rider, but it's going to be bouncing. But it looks pretty sturdy, pretty tight. Still gives me a good visual to see the oil, which is pretty awesome. My only concern is I'm hoping that oil doesn't slide through down here and it just like runs down through here. That's my only concern. So I gave it a really tight hit with the impact gun on the outer one, not so much on this one, but more on this one. Let's just hope for the best on that one. But so far, it looks pretty freaking solid. Yeah. So I know you guys see it. I know you guys see how dirty this car is. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do right now, we're gonna go ahead and give it a wash really quick. So let's knock this out of the park, and then we're gonna go to our next project, which is gonna be the rear bumper. And we might end up going to the junkyard, but we'll get to that point when we get there. And then we're gonna try to see if we can fix that wing as well. So let's get it. And just like that, guys, she is clean. Now, the next project, like I was saying a little bit earlier, is gonna be the wing and the rear bumper. Now, there's two main issues here. Now, the wing itself, I think when I put it on myself, I didn't sit it on right when I was actually torquing down the bolts. So I'm gonna go ahead and have some help. I'm gonna loosen those up, try to adjust it, because it leans like this a little bit. So I wanna sit it flush. So I'm gonna have someone on that side, me on this side, and we're just gonna push it down together and see if that works. Another thing as well, the bumper itself, I don't know if you guys can see, but there it is right there. There's a bolt right there. It's already coming off. So I did not read the instructions when I purchased this bumper originally. Well, I kind of did and I kind of didn't. I kind of guess you could say I skimmed through it. Now, apparently I needed to use the OEM brackets for the old bumper and put them on this one. Well, I needed to put them on both sides, and I didn't do that. Originally, the guys that made this bumper said that they test fit it on a car that they have there. I mean, I'm gonna take them for their word, but there's a lot of little fitment issues that I do need to adjust. Now, what I am gonna do is I'm gonna remove the bumper as well. First, we're gonna do the wing, then the bumper. We'll probably do that tomorrow. So we're gonna go ahead and remove the bumper, see if we can cut the edges in here, because I was told by the people that manufactured this bumper to go ahead and cut these corners on the inside to allow it to flex a little bit more. And then we're gonna see if we can push it up a little bit, because I do have the bracket over there. But I just wanted to tell you guys that is the plan for tomorrow. But with that being said, guys, let's skip to that. All right, guys, as you guys can see, I'm already adjusting the wing. See how it's loose? I loosened up this side to try to push down on this side. Now, if you guys see these little scratch marks right here? Well, that's all the space that's allowed. And when you push it down, how it's supposed to sit, where all the LED lights and all that stuff, it's still a little off on the little circle right here. But, you know, can't really do much there, unless we widen out that circle, which is an option, but not something that I really want to do. But yeah, so as you guys can see, I'm pushing down hard on this side right here, and then if I let go, it just goes up. Even if I bolt down this side and this side, now this side sits a lot lower, so this side is actually good. My main concern was this side. Now, what I am thinking I am gonna do is when I take it back to the painter, I'm gonna push down like so. That way it sits flush, or as flush as possible. And then I'm gonna go ahead and see if there's an option where we can rivet or try something in a way where it can actually hold down. All I really need is just like two, I would say, just to make it look symmetrical. I'll probably put one like here and then one over there if possible, but there's no guarantee there. If not, then I'm just gonna have to sit with an offset wing, or maybe try to lift up over here a little bit, put like a washer or something. That way it sits even, but even then, the LEDs are barely gonna show. but we'll see. I'm more than likely gonna have to try to push down as hard as possible and adjust that. But as of right now, there's nothing I can do there. As far as for the bumper, I'm gonna give that a shot tomorrow, but I just wanted to go ahead and give you guys a little overview of what I was already starting, because I like to start things without telling you guys sometimes or showing you guys. But also too, if you guys see right here, damn, my hands are ashy. As you guys see right here, I already messed up the paint. But the cool thing is, since it is, I'm gonna go back to the painter. I can pay him and he can fix all that stuff for me. But yeah, you see right there, it looks a lot better. Still a little, not too bad. I mean, if anything, like we can shave this little part off, which isn't too much of a big deal, but if I want to be a perfectionist, I can, I guess. But it looks good. Well, actually, guys, I just wanted to give you guys a little heads up. So I got a little impatient and I started working behind the scenes. So what I ended up doing right here in this spot is I ended up sanding this spot right here, because if you look, it was making contact there. So with me doing that, also doing this one, I also pushed it down, and look at that. It sits a lot better. So that right there lines up there, and that one lines up perfectly. The only thing is this one is droopy a little bit, but if I sand this little corner down right here, give it a nice little round taper, because obviously this is a lower end, just go a little up, and that'll be the best I can do, actually. I mean, yeah, the hole is a little off center, but overall it looks a lot better. You see the LEDs now, which is perfect. So all I have to do is when I take it to the painter, just tell him to touch up that, and then the top portion over there, that actually finishes this project today. And then when I get the little black piece that I'm gonna put here, that sits in this little location right here, it'll probably close the gap even better. So that'll actually look pretty sick. Now tomorrow I'm gonna work on the bumper, because I feel like the bumper is gonna take up most of my time. And today I'm gonna go see my other brother that just came back from deployment. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this tomorrow, and let's get it. All right, guys, excuse the mess. This is day 2 already. And what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna go ahead and remove that and that guy over there. Also do the same for this side over here. And then I'm gonna drop the bumper, and then I'm gonna set up the bracket that goes right here and see if I can actually set it up. And if I need a cut on the insides, like I said, then I'll do so accordingly. But look at the bumper, and let me go ahead and take it off. And there you go, and she's off. So I have it over here now. So what I am gonna end up doing is I have to try to cut right here. So I'm gonna try to like cut this right here up to maybe like right there, and cut here, to try to go ahead and allow me to have some play so it can actually push in a little bit more. Be like, I guess you could say a little bit more flexible. Then I'm gonna go ahead and try to see if I can put this together in a weird way. I have to go see the bracket right now to see how this actually goes. I might need to cut all of this off. I'm not 100% sure. And then obviously cut this side as well. And then probably create bigger holes, and yeah, so let's go ahead and do that. All right, so check it out. You guys see this bracket right here? Well, this bracket was missing from back here. So this bracket actually sits, let's see if I can get it in here with one hand. I guess you can say something. Oh, I'm having a hard time with this side over here. There you go, it sits here. Wow, I can't even. It's actually a lot more difficult than I thought it would be with one hand. There you go. So it sits like this. Now this has this nut that goes from the inside. So I'm gonna need some help right now, but right now I don't even think I need to cut the sides. But what I am gonna do is I'm gonna try to see if I can line them up, and then drill some holes in there, and then possibly bolt it up today. I honestly think it'll actually fit perfect. I think that was my main issue. Like, I know I was supposed to use the brackets, but I don't have them. So I'm gonna do the best that I can with what I have. So let's mount this on really quick. So I ended up cutting here, and I don't even think I need to do that after all, because I tried flexing it a little bit just to see if it actually worked just a little bit. But yeah, I don't think I should do that. I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna force it in, and if I can't, then I'll come back and I'll probably cut as close as I can to that. But I don't know if I should. I think I'm just gonna leave that alone. I kind of started having regrets after, but yeah, let's just slap this on. All right, fellas, the bumper's back on. I closed the gap. If you guys remember, there was holes right here all up in these places. Well, guess what? That gap doesn't exist anymore. Talk about perfect fitment. Now, this was a pain in the ass, but it looks pretty dope. The one thing that I did notice is that I do have to take it back to the exhaust shop so they can push the tips up a little bit more. That way it's a little bit more snug up there, but it looks super sick. I'm hyped. Woo! Now, if we're being honest, the corners are a lot better as far as for fitment, but honestly, like, you can still see a gap up on the top part right here. This is the only part where I'm not gonna be happy with, but everything else, I think I can make it work. But from a distance, I mean, it looks fine. You know, I haven't put the studs or the bolts in on these right here yet, but I'm gonna be honest with you, like, this shit ain't going nowhere.
And this is obviously a clear view. So this is the bracket that I put on. So what I ended up doing is, let me show you guys. So if you guys remember in the clips, this was the thick bottom that was under there, like this, where this big hole is at, that's where the bracket hole went. So I went in and cut that and left like about this much of a piece left over. So I put the bracket a little loose, and then I put the bumper over it, and it slid into the crack, as you can see, kind of like right there. I'm still missing 2 nuts to tighten up this one and the other one, but it slipped in, and then it allowed me to go ahead and put this on. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and lie, I did that by myself. No, I had my younger brother help me out, but dude, overall, a lot happier with the fitment. It looks a lot better. And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish this off. And as you guys can see, it's already getting dark. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave the video here, and we'll come back and I'll see you guys in the next one.